Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. So what a circus this so-called national convention has become. 2 days at UNISA in Pretoria, millions of rands spent, and what do South Africans actually get out of it? Nothing but political theatre and empty speeches. Today was the final day, and once again, the most urgent crisis in this country, illegal immigration, was ignored. Now, Operation Dudula President Mashatile spoke out, and she was crystal clear. Her movement wasn't even invited to the dialogue. Think about that. The #1 civic organization on the front lines of the immigration crisis deliberately excluded. Meanwhile, governments and academics sit in air-conditioned halls pretending to solve problems they've ignored for decades. Let's get into it.
And of course, Zandile Dabula from Operation Dudula. Zandile, thank you so much for joining us on SABC News. So earlier on, we were talking to one of the moderators, Umazibu Gojaha, and he was basically saying on the issue of migration. It was also a contentious one, but he also raised a valid point to say, you know what, I asked him, should foreign nationals take part in this dialogue? He had said, listen, if certain issues are issues of contention, they should also take part so that they can form part of the solution. And I can see your eyebrows raised there. As Operation Dudula, what inputs did you make, and do you support this notion?
So firstly, there was, a motive behind this whole thing. We were excluded from participating. We did not even get an invitation. Now, when I looked at the agenda and I looked at the themes, that the most burning issue in this country, which is immigration, is not even listed on there. And then it made sense to me. You can't have foreigners wanting to participate in the issues that are affecting us as South Africans. They have their own countries. They need to go and participate in their own countries. I mean, this is a national dialogue. It's not a continent dialogue or a globe dialogue. It's a South African national dialogue. I mean, I'm very disappointed with everything that's happening here. I foresee chaos. The processes are just, chaotic. We're going to be selecting a steering committee. Who are these people? Where are they coming from? Who are they representing? If you are leaving out, for example, the people like Operation Dudula, other civic organizations that are patriotic, you're leaving them behind. Who is going to talk on the issues of immigration on behalf of South Africans? It's total chaos, and I just see this thing collapsing before it even gets to the ward base. I mean, they're talking about steering committees. Are we now having parallel structures here? Are we going to have a structure that's going to run through the national dialogue and have another structure running through as a government structure? Are they both going to be paid? Because at the end of the day, something needs to happen. I mean, we want answers. We want the best South Africa for our own citizens. So who's going to get it right here?
So just for clarity, Zandile, because what I got from Mr. Chaha was that the migration will form part of those documents that will be going out to the wards. Have you been consulted on this issue? Did you yourself raise it in plenary today?
There's a lady that mentioned it. Well, I was not given that opportunity to raise my views, but somebody spoke about it. But you can tell that there is just no will. She stood up, spoke about it, and it was it. And I'm now shocked that it will be part. Why was it not included in the themes? Because it's a burning issue. Everyone is talking about it. I mean, the crisis in the healthcare departments, the schools, those are the operations that we'll be doing next year. Why are they not saying anything about it? How do we correct, the porous border that we have? Why are we not closing? Where's the budget? A BMA asked for just 2 billion to make sure that they secure our borders. Here we are spending 700 million. You just need 1.3 billion to get that 2 million. Why are they not using that money and make sure that our borders are secured. I mean, our government is just wasting our money, and it's not even fair for us.
You also, okay, as the spokesperson of the acting president, you've heard the various contentious issues inside, from various civil society organizations, raising the same issue time and time again, but also saying that as government, you are tone deaf. You don't listen to the needs of the people. You know what those issues are, but it seems as if you're taking, it lacks political will to actually implement, solutions to these issues that they are raising. What is your response to that?
Well, government is trying to implement all its policies, and we have said it over and over again that we have challenges that relate to resources. If we look at the budget, we don't have the budget for everything at once. So when you have that budget, you have to cut it thin and spread it across the various areas where government must...
Yet the argument is that you don't have the budget to implement certain things, but yet there is a budget to actually deal with the national dialogue, and these are issues that we already know.
Well, national dialogue is important for the country and to take the country forward. Remember, the issues about the national dialogue is to look at what is not working in South Africa, what is it that people want to see happening on the ground, and what should be the priorities going forward. So you can't walk away from that, because we speak about a people-centered government. A dialogue is bringing people at the center of governance for people to express views, frustrations, and things they are not happy with. So it is unavoidable.
So Zandile Dudula is right. How do you call this a national dialogue when you blacklist patriotic organizations, when you silence civic leaders, and when you pretend that foreigners should have a seat at the table in South Africa's internal problems? That is chaos. That is betrayal. This is not a continental dialogue. This is not a global dialogue. This is a South African national dialogue. Our clinics are collapsing, our schools are overcrowded, our borders are wide open, and yet the so-called steering committee at this convention doesn't even place immigration on the agenda. And here's the truth, 700 million rand is budgeted for this circus. That is 35% of the entire border security budget. The BMA gets 2 billion rand to protect the nation, but they want to waste nearly half of that talking nonsense in conference halls. Where is the logic? Where is the leadership? We all know what happens next. Tenders, corruption, missing millions, another scandal, another commission of inquiry. This is not democracy. This is looting dressed up in a suit and tie. Let me be blunt. South Africans don't need a national dialogue. We need leadership to do its job. We don't need 700 million rand spent on conferences. We need working borders, functioning schools, safe clinics, jobs for graduates, clean water, working electricity, and basic dignity. None of this is complicated. The Bill of Rights already tells you what people want. Safety, jobs, housing, and food security. It's not rocket science. But the ANC and this government don't want solutions. They want more opportunities to eat. And this so-called dialogue is just another way to feed themselves. But here's the irony. The more they fumble, the angrier the people get. And every time they stage these expensive failures, South Africans see the truth that the ANC has no interest in fixing the basics. They don't care. So remember this. We don't need a dialogue to tell government to switch on the lights, to secure the borders, to fix the roads, or to give our young people jobs. What we need is a government that does its job, and the ANC has proven over and over again that it never will. So maybe, just maybe, this whole charade has done one good thing. It's reminded all of us that the ANC takes South Africans for fools, but the people are waking up, and once that happens, no amount of conferences or stolen millions will save them. Watch the video on your left to see John Steenhuisen explain how the DA will put an end to illegal immigration. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. Until next time.